you hear? The president's in town.
Another government shutdown? It's closer than we think. Later, we have the story.
Any D&D fans out there? Well, we have great news for you.
Broadcasting live from the University of North Texas, this is ntTV News at Noon.
Good afternoon. Thank you for joining ntTV News at Noon. I'm Macy Terry.
And I'm Madeline McCrory.
For the first time in 10 years, a president has landed at DFW Airport. President Biden has brought his re-election campaign to North Texas. The trip included 2 private fundraisers yesterday. In the first event, he raised $2.5 million. It's not said how much at the second fundraiser. However, the following stop was through the Sun Belt, where he's been trying to court Latino voters. President Biden's campaign has amassed over $145 million. Biden's flight out was set to depart earlier this morning, and his next is headed to Houston.
President Biden has canceled another $5.8 billion of student loans. The latest round of relief impacts nearly 78,000 public sector workers through the Public Service Loan Forgiveness Program. Qualifying borrowers include teachers, social workers, some nurses and doctors, and government lawyers who have made 10 years of monthly payments. Biden will be sending out congratulatory emails to them next week. To date, Biden canceled nearly $144 billion of federal student loan debt. This rain's just coming out of nowhere. I need things to be consistent.
I agree. Hopefully our weather anchor Isabel Mays can give us some answers. Isabel?
Thanks, guys. So unfortunately, we're going to need to deal with a little bit more rain later on tonight. But as we take a look at our current conditions for today, it's looking to be around 66 degrees right now, feeling around the same, with winds coming in from the south-southeast at 11 miles per hour. As we move on to later on tonight, like I said, be expecting some rainy skies with a temperature of 62 degrees, feeling like 60, with winds coming in from the southeast at 12 miles per hour. And as we move on to tomorrow, we're going to see that temperature drop a little bit to 62 degrees, feeling like 60 with cloudy skies and winds coming in from the north at 12 miles per hour. I'll be back later with your full weather update. Back to y'all at the desk.
Despite strong bipartisan agreement, the U.S. could still see a partial government shutdown this weekend. Supporters probably have enough votes to pass the deal, but they might not have enough time, as CNN's Amy Kiley reports.
Where there's a will.
We've been very, very consistent, very adamant that we had to get our government funded. We had to get the appropriations process done.
There's not always a way. Parts of the federal government could briefly shut down this weekend, despite a bipartisan budget deal. The issue is time and whether it can overcome hurdles by the end of tomorrow.
Even with bipartisanship, it's going to be a tight squeeze to get this funding package passed.
The deal appears to have enough support to pass eventually. It funds parts of the government an earlier package didn't cover.
There's absolutely no reason for a pointless and costly shutdown.
But legislating requires a series of steps. With everyone in agreement, they go quickly. But how often is Congress in total agreement?
You guys should shut it down. I do.
Lawmakers who oppose the deal have ways to slow down the process. Some say they at least want more time to read the legislation.
You don't even know what's in there and what's not in there.
In the House, expediting with a suspension of the rules requires a supermajority. In the Senate, a speedy unanimous consent vote fails if a single person objects.
It isn't really about the process of whether it's Friday or Saturday or Sunday. It's whether or not someone stands up and says the emperor has no clothes, the country has no money.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
The good news is a brief weekend shutdown wouldn't cause as many issues as a longer one. That's because many federal workers already have those days off.
A new budget from a large influencer group of House Republicans calls to raise the retirement age. The budget was released Wednesday by the Republican Study Committee. The budget endorses a series of bills supposedly designed to advance the cause for life. For Social Security, the plan endorses modest adjustments to future retirees to account for an increase in life expectancy. The plan also calls for converting Medicare into a supposed premium support model. Medicare would compete with private plans in this new proposed plan. Medicare is projected to collapse in 2028 and Social Security will follow in 2033.
Next, find out how UNT celebrated Commuter Appreciation Week. Later, Sonic is commemorating this once-in-a-lifetime event with a new tree.
All right, look up here. 1, 2, 3.
Mom, Dad, I got it.
You're right, Mom. I have.
Hey Alex, this guy on the internet says he wants to give me money.
That sounds suspicious.
What do you mean?
Typically, strangers who promise you money on the internet have their own best interest in mind. They often use bounce checks, which will disappear shortly after depositing, but not before they've asked for some money in return.
So he doesn't really want to spoil me?
No.
Well, then what should I do?
The best way to handle it is to block and report the suspicious message, or even consult local law enforcement if you've already fallen victim.
So I guess we aren't going to Key West for spring break?
No.
In the aftermath of President Biden's visit, commute around DFW has gotten a lot more time-consuming.
As if commute around DFW wasn't hard enough, and many UNT students have to commute around North Texas just to make it to class.
We commuters really do have a journey every morning.
Yes, we do, Macy, and thankfully our tireless journey is being celebrated this week on campus. I had the pleasure of attending events for Commuter Appreciation Week and saw what the week-long schedule has in store to appreciate students that make up a sizable chunk of UNT. Take a look.
Parking lots, it is clear UNT is full of commuters. And whether you're waiting at the closest DCTA bus stop, biking 5 minutes down the road, or driving an hour down the interstate to search for a parking spot, it is not easy.
College is already difficult enough without adding the additional obstacles and challenges that come along with commuting to campus.
Off-Campus Student Services, an initiative within UNT's Center for Belonging and Engagement, hosts Commuter Appreciation Week every spring. It began this Monday and will end tomorrow.
Having kind of a week to kind of, one, provide resources, and two, just overall support and just visibility is so important since UNT is such a big commuter campus.
One of the events was a grab and go on Tuesday, handing out snacks in Union Circle while sharing information about the week and what resources they offer. Another event that called a large crowd was the housing fair yesterday. Apartment complexes from the area came with swag, games, and answers to all of your housing questions.
And we do have a washer and dryer.
It gives people the chance to see just like different apartment complexes that they can stay in, give them a chance to live somewhere else off campus.
Off-Campus Student Services is available this week and every other week with resources for commuters.
If you can ease the burden of having to get to class and balance life with your education, I think that definitely should be acknowledged and celebrated.
Reporting for ntTV, I'm Madeline McCrory.
Commuter Appreciation Week is ongoing with more events today and tomorrow. For more information, look at UNT's off-campus student services website. Be careful on your way to and from campus, and good luck finding parking.
The Denton City Council voted Tuesday to approve a mid-year electricity rate increase. The mid-year rate increase is the first in 7 years. This happens after skyrocketing energy and transmission costs. Starting April 1st, the rate will increase by $24.10 per month for households using an average of 1,000 kilowatt hours. Large business customers will be the hardest hit by this rate increase.
The upcoming solar eclipse is anticipated to make a significant drop in energy supply to the state's power grid, as there will be a lack of sunlight. We will see solar generation suddenly and dramatically decline. The solar eclipse will give tens of millions of sky watchers a chance to see the celestial phenomenon. ERCOT says they are preparing for the rare event, but do not expect grid reliability problems.
The weather is in all kinds of sorts today. Hopefully next week we can have some normalcy.
Yes, our weather anchor Isabel Mays is here to save the day. Isabel?
Thanks, guys. So we're going to be expecting some pretty consistent temperatures throughout the week. As we take a look across North Texas, you can expect to see Sulphur Springs at 67 with a chance of flooding, 65 in Paris, 64 in McKinney, and over here 68 in Graham. And as we take a look across the rest of Texas, El Paso's at 66, Amarillo at 63, and over here Shreveport and Houston at 63 and 65 respectively. And as we take a look at our 7-day forecast, starting off on Friday, we're going to be expecting 24% chance of rain with a high of 68 and a low of 45. Saturday, partially cloudy skies with a high of 70 and a low of 54. Sunday, some cloudy skies with a high of 68 and a low of 56 with a 15% chance of rain. A 44% chance of rain on Monday with a high of 68. And then Tuesday through Thursday, be expecting some partially cloudy skies. That's all I have for weather. Back to y'all at the desk.
Thanks, Isabel. Totality is the word of the season, and Sonic is totally invested in helping you celebrate next month's eclipse. The fast food restaurant is launching a limited edition drink called the Blackout Slushy Float. Its black color celebrates the darkness from the eclipse. But what does the celestial event taste like? Well, Sonic drew inspiration from the Big Top and Tropics. It's described as cotton candy and dragon fruit. The beverage is topped with a white soft serve and blue and purple galaxy themed sprinkles. And everyone who buys one gets a free pair of eclipse glasses to watch it safely. The Blackout Slushy Float will be available March 25th to May 5th in participating Sonic locations. Sonic is among a number of businesses trying to cash in on the celestial event. Look out for discounts on donuts, eclipse themed beer, and special souvenirs as the day draws closer.
Want to know how you can meet these local Denton artists and experience their art in real life? We have the story next.
Big things are happening in the athletics department. Later, we have the story.
The do's and don'ts of the Pole Rec Center. See that man over there? Please do not hog weights. Instead, do this. Another important part is having an attentive spotter. See, here is an example of a non-attentive spotter. Instead, do this. Now we head to the track, which should be pretty easy, just it's important to pay attention to the way the track goes. Remember to wipe down the equipment after you're done using it. The towels are provided by the gym, so it's pretty easy to wipe down the equipment when you are done. Thank you for using the Pole Recreation Center.
Good evening, my name is Amanda Hasbell and I'm joining you here today in the Union Parking Garage. Today we're going to be going over how to drive safely in the parking garage. Let's go see. Oh my god, this girl just got hit by a car. Let's go see what happened. Ma'am, are you okay?
Did you see that lady hit me with a car?
Yeah, we did. I got it all on video.
Oh
my God.
Let's go over here and talk about how we can prevent that.
Yeah, not the hospital.
Well, right now we're going to ask you a couple questions on how we can drive safely in the parking lot. What are ways that we can be aware of our surroundings?
Oh, we can look both ways.
Jenna, also, how about putting the distractions away?
Yes, just like our phones, turning our music down, and also not focusing on our passengers.
Where can you get information on how to get a parking pass?
Transportation.unt.edu.
If you park in a garage, make sure you pay on the app or look for further instructions on how you should pay.
And remember, no pass, no park. Let's all try to keep our mean green community safe.
Remember, we're all in this together.
Drive safe.
I can really get taken down by stress, but what helps me the most is napping and shopping. But recently I found out that coloring helps me really stay relaxed. I haven't thought about how helpful that can be. Thankfully, our segment anchor, Kaylee Bonilla, has information on the local event for people who enjoy art too. What do you have for us, Kaylee?
Thanks, guys. A large part of the Denton and North Texas community is about the arts, and I got to see how a UNT alumni organization brought artists together. The North Texas Makers held their monthly drink and draw at Bramblett's Yellow Dog Art Bar and Gallery. Drink and Draw gives artists the opportunity to come work on their latest projects, have some drinks, and socialize with other artists. I spoke with North Texas Makers co-founder and UNT alumni David Baker about why they hold these events.
Really what we try and do here is just provide a space for artists to meet each other. Again, we don't have any agenda. We have coloring sheets for people that don't have any ideas. We always have a prompt. But yeah, we really just wanted to have a really loose environment where people could come and just enjoy themselves and get to know one another and kind of build a community through just a really easy, no agenda social.
Drink and Draw is held every third Friday of the month at Bramblett's Yellow Dog Art Bar and Gallery, and artists of all ages are welcome.
We're just trying to foster a strong sense of community in Denton with local creatives. So if you can leave with an extra friend or an artist collaborator or just feeling like you got your social meter met for the day, that's kind of our main goal for this event.
When members of our large community can meet others interested in similar things, we can see just how important it is to put yourself out there. Participating in Drink and Draw or any other North Texas Makers event, visit their website at www.northtexasmakers.com. That's all I have for Positively North Texas this week. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Kaylee. I remember growing up and playing Legos just all the time. I would build them up and knock them down. But do you have any memories of Legos?
No, I was never really quite into Legos. What about you?
I got over it by the time I was 5, but my brother loves them. Now, I know that our segment anchor, James Peeler, really likes a fun Lego set. James, tell us what's new in the land of bricks and minifigures.
Thanks, you two. LEGO sets have been a major part of childhoods, with sets across multiple IPs, price points, and video game consoles. Now, LEGO turns to the fantasy realm of Dungeons and Dragons. With the tabletop franchise's 50th anniversary, LEGO has revealed a set with over 3,700 pieces. The features of the set include many familiar settings to Dungeons and Dragons players: a tavern with a removable roof, a tower, and a dungeon, and the set includes 6 minifigures, including an orc rogue, a gnome fighter, an elf wizard, a dwarf cleric, and a displacer beast. A giant Cinderhowl red dragon is also included for builders that want to wrap the beast around the tower, and the set costs $360, and it will hit the shelves April 4th. Now, fantasy isn't really my genre of choice, but I'll be telling all the people I know that love D&D about this new set named Red Dragon's Tale. I was scrolling on the LEGO website earlier, doing some window shopping, and a few sets really made me pause and pull out my wallet. Now, with the Mean Green and a new conference, UNT has raised intercollegiate athletics fee, and with more is ntTV live shot reporter Taryn Mosley. Taryn?
Thanks, James. UNT Athletic Department's fees are going up an extra 10%, which is expected to generate an extra $2.8 million for the department. This makes each credit hour cost students $17.85. The university is required to receive approval from the student body if they increase the fee by more than 10%, so Regents were able to avoid a vote by staying just under that threshold. Athletic Director Jared Mosley says that these fees are crucial to being competitive in the American Athletic Conference. UNT also justifies the increase in fees by comparing budgets with its peers, as average schools in the American Athletic Conference have a budget of $61 million, with UNT's budget being only $48 million. Mosley states that these new fees will go towards academic support, physical and mental health services, improving nutrition, and upgrading team travel. UNT is hoping that these fees will go to support teams across all sports. Now, I'm wondering how UNT's postseason is going. ntTV's Seth Wickman has more. Seth?
Thanks, Taryn. Today we'll be looking at the Dallas Mavericks matchup tonight, and later we'll be talking about UNT basketball postseason finally beginning. Stick around.
There's no harm in wanting to have fun while in college, but it's easy to lose track of how much you've had. Apps like Drink Control and Alkadroid can help keep track of your consumption and blood alcohol levels. If you or someone else does drink too much, the signs of alcohol poisoning are as follows: pale skin, vomiting, confusion, low body temperatures, irregular breathing, blacking out, and is hard to wake up or cannot be woken up.
Dude, are you okay? Hey, what's wrong? Wake up.
It's an exciting time of year, but it's important to be responsible. If you suspect someone is suffering from alcohol poisoning, get help immediately. You will not get in trouble for seeking help if you are underage. For more info and resources, go to UNT's Division of Student Affairs.
Has this ever happened to you?
My bike! My bike is gone!
Stolen bikes are an epidemic sweeping college campuses across America.
What am I supposed to do?
It's quite simple. The We Mean Green Fund has partnered with the UNT Police Department to offer free bike locks to any UNT student with a bike. Just show up with your bike in tow and ask.
Now I'll never lose my bike ever again.
Enough worrying. Get your bike lock today.
So a man's been walking in the desert for days at a time. He finally comes across a bar and orders a Coke.
That's not funny.
Eh? Eh?
The Dallas Mavericks are facing off against the Utah Jazz here tonight in Dallas at 7:30. The Mavericks will be looking to build on their 2-game win streak and hopefully move up from their 7th place spot in the Western Conference. Utah is in the midst of a 3-game losing streak and are sitting at 12th in the West. Dallas is coming off a win against the Spurs with Kyrie Irving leading the team, scoring 28 points, with Luka Doncic having an off night but still somehow managing to pull off a triple-double. While the Jazz are coming off a loss to the Oklahoma City Thunder with Colin Sexton leading the team with 25 points. As for our own basketball teams here at UNT, we have the women's kicking off their postseason tournament against TCU tonight at 6:30. After posting a 23-8 record and breaking 11 school records this season, the Mean Green will be looking to make a run in the first ever women's basketball invitational tournament. Then we have the men, who have already kicked off their NIT tournament appearance, winning against LSU. With CJ Nolan leading the team, scoring 21 points, the Mean Green are the current NIT title holder after winning it all last year and will be looking to go all the way again to secure back-to-back championships. This weekend, they will be challenged by facing the #1 seed Seton Hall, who is posting a 21-12 overall record and are coming off a win against St. Joseph's. Now, switching into hockey, it may be a sport you associate with states like Minnesota or Michigan, But the sport has surprisingly boomed in Texas since the Stars relocated to Dallas. Hockey has even made its way here on campus at the University of North Texas. And one of our very own ntTV sports anchors were lucky enough to sit down with a couple of members of the UNT Hockey Club.
UNT hockey has been around for a while, but just like any sport, it's had its own ups and downs.
Whenever I came to UNT back in 2021, they didn't play the previous year, so there were some uncertainties when it came to the organization. We didn't know if we were going to have a season or not.
Despite the low points, UNT has banded together as an organization and has found some motivation to keep the club going.
I think one big thing for our team is everyone here wants to be here. Everyone wants to keep playing hockey and they want to represent UNT.
For non-athletes, you may think hockey is just a sport, but for the players, this organization has provided so much more than that.
I think that the hockey team has brought me a lot of balance and a lot of fun to some nights where I would normally just be sitting at home. And it's helped me gain a lot of friends and a lot of experience along the way.
For Brant and Bryson, this organization was more than just a team, but it's been something they've been looking forward to since they were in high school.
Brant and I played high school hockey together, and it was always like our goal to play college together sometime, and it just worked out with UNT being close to home. We figured that was our best bet. So going in, yes, I did plan to play hockey here.
Even head coach David Heaps recognizes their bond and just how much it has done for the team.
You know, those two, you can't separate them. Wherever Brant is, Bryson is, and vice versa. Their bond has really kind of been infectious within the group.
Bryson even took the time to look over what him and Brant have been through with this organization.
3 years ago, we were just the youngest guys on the team. We were always the babies, and now both of us are running the program. It's really cool just seeing the growth.
With the club having a growth mindset, there are a variety of ways to join this organization.
Usually we get player recruitment forms during the off season for people that are coming to UNT and are interested in joining the hockey team. And we'll either host a recruitment skate or we find more information about them. And it's an open tryout at the beginning of each fall semester. So anyone and everyone is open and welcome to coming to try out and join the UNT hockey team.
If you are interested, you can reach out to unticehockey.com for more information.
The hockey club will face off against Texas Tech University April 5th at 2:30 p.m. So go out and support your Mean Green. That's all I got for sports. Now back to the desk.
And thank y'all for watching ntTV News at Noon.
Join us again tonight at 6 here on North Texas Television.